Hello, hello again, and welcome to our weekend product introduction class. My name is Jessica Dilatina, Sales Master, and I'm so happy to see you again because we have now a very new product that's very wonderful, and just available in the Philippines, and it's available at Gmo and other countries. Pero it's so exciting that it's available in the Philippines. It's because we're always talking about skincare for us, skincare for, the lotion for our face, lotion for our body, skincare for hair. But what about the little ones? Because, the children's, especially babies, have different skin than adults. So we can't use our lotion, our creams to the babies because they have totally different, and we'll talk about that one because we will talk about a new product, Atomy Cerabebe. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. Okay, so Atomy Cerabebe sets. So right now in the Philippines, this comes in a set. So it comes in a box, so it's really great because it says already a box. You don't, if you need to give it as a gift, we don't need to like buy a box or anything. But anyway, we were talking about what's the difference between a baby's skin versus an adult skin. So let's see here. So the baby skin is really different because just like anything else in the baby, everything is still brand new. It's not even fully developed. So even the skin is not fully developed yet. So as you can see in this picture, this is the adult skin. It has on the top layer, this is what like a sebum, like a oil, and that keeps moisture in under the skin because this is a skin barrier, so it kind of keeps all the moisture under this oily layer, so you don't get dry skin. Now in the baby, as you can see also, compared to the baby skin is also thinner compared to the adult. So this one is just still, it's there. We also have a sebum, but it's much lesser. So since the skin is not yet, it's there to protect. Remember, the skin is the largest organ of the body, and it protects our body against any kind of pollution, irritants, any kind of anything, so that it prevent it from entering our body. Because if your skin is cut, that's where, bacteria, viruses can get into our body. So the skin serves as our, it's like a fence, parang pader. But the baby, as I said, it's not fully developed. So the baby skin is very hyper irritable. So it's the normal functioning of the sebaceous glands. Those are the glands that produce the sebum, the protection is not yet fully developed. So it has, because of that low barrier function, it's hyper irritable and it easily gets prone for dryness due to dry environment. Okay. But this, and of course, our creator has really thought about this, that, when the baby skin, when we come out of a mother's womb, our skin is very vulnerable. So naturally, by nature, our bodies make what we call a natural barrier. So when we are born from our mother's womb, well, while we're in our mother's womb, like 5 months, while you're being pregnant by your mother inside the womb, the baby, the fetus, creates this kind of like fatty barrier while they're still inside the baby's and the mother's womb. And remember, the mother's womb, they are cushioned in this fluid called amniotic fluid. So of course, you don't want to wet the baby or the fetus while it's still inside the mother's womb. So the naturally, Mother Nature has made the baby create this substance called vernix caseosa, which is a creamy yellowish substance that covers the baby. So it protects the baby from the wet amniotic fluid while it's still floating in the mother's womb. And then there's two purposes. And also at the time of birth, when the baby comes out, automatically that creamy substance serves as a barrier against the environment. So it's composed of water, lipids, and proteins, and immune proteins. So it also serves as an antioxidant that keeps from damage from free radicals, of course, the environment, and also keeping the baby getting dry. So when the baby comes out at birth, it's not the skin's not going to dry up, or it's going to be not, and it also helps contain the temperature of the baby. So naturally we have this. Unfortunately, the vernix caseosa, doesn't stay forever. So eventually it will kind of come off the baby's skin. So of course now we have to, you know, so kind of help protect the baby's skin also. And of course, the vernix caseosa typically in the hospitals after the baby's born, we don't take it off anymore. We just kind of wipe the baby down, and then but wait, we delay the bathing of the baby, and this is the reason why. Because by the time the vernix caseosa is no longer on the baby, naturally, then when we bathe the baby, we also have to replace that moisture barrier. So of course, when we bathe the baby, like any kind of parent, we always want to make sure the best for our baby. Syempre, they are not yet fully developed, again, their skin, and they're very sensitive. So we always use something that's baby friendly. But these are the ingredients you want to avoid. First of all, strong fragrances. So if it's too strong, don't use it on a baby, because some babies may have asthma or breathing problems. Some of them are born like that. Could have allergic reactions from strong fragrances, because strong fragrances are made up of chemicals too. Synthetic dyes, meaning synthetic artificial coloring. So if you see that in the ingredients, stay away. If you see like a baby wash or a baby lotion that has the synthetic dyes, not good. It's very irritant. If there is parabens, you don't also want that ingredient touching your baby, because in time, it gets absorbed in the skin and will affect metabolism and hormone regulation, because it's a chemical. Parabens is actually a preservative. Same thing with formaldehyde. People hear this one. This is how you preserve like specimens in the lab, formaldehyde. So it's a preservative also. Sometimes they use it also in, products like lotion, sunscreen, that sort of thing. But again, exposure to this chemical can also cause health problems like asthma and cancers. Same thing with propylene. It's again another alcohol used in moisturizing sunscreen, can cause irritation, allergic actions. If you look at this, even adults, don't want to do this also, because some people's skin are also sensitive. So you want to also avoid this. How much more sa mga babies? Okay. So of course, for us who were born back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, I remember, every time we bathe the baby, is this one particular very popular brand, which I'm not going to name. But I kind of was curious. Okay, I know I grew up on this, I was bathed in this. So I was curious, like, let me see what's inside the ingredients. Because now that I'm more aware of what's important with regards to, um, you know, the ingredients. And this is the ingredient of that very popular, very common ingredient of the body wash. But you could see all of them are mostly things that, I mean, except for the honey maybe, but some of them have fragrance, have, all these things that I could not even pronounce. So I don't see anything natural ingredient included in that. Of course, this was back in the day. Nowadays, we have now other products that are in the market that have natural products, but, they are very expensive. So now let's talk about our Atomy Cerabebe. Why is it more better than others? Well, of course, first of all, we use natural ingredients. And second of all, it's just like our product philosophy, absolute quality, absolute price. So we're going to talk about that here. So our Cerabebe set is composed of three um, items or products. So first is the shampoo and bath. So it's a shampoo and shower, or, soap, body soap at the same time for the baby. Then we also have the lotion, and then we also have the cream. Okay, so we're going to talk about the main ingredients, or why is it a very top quality product that you are not, that you can give to your, used for your baby. And by the way, how do you describe, how do you categorize a baby or infant? Infants is 1 year and below. Okay. Toddler is like 1 to 3, and preschool is 4 to 5. So that's how we usually categorize children. So this one is definitely created for children 1 year and below. Now the question is, can we use it for children above 1 year? Sure, definitely. How about toddlers, preschool? Definitely. If that kid is very hypersensitive in the skin, but mainly this is for babies, young baby skin, which is 1 year and below. Okay, and why are they sensitive? Because of course, again, their skin is very underdeveloped yet. So thinking of that, of course, the 4 main goals that Atomy has created are skin barrier. These are, thinking of the ingredients, they focus on these goals. We have to get ingredients that are producing a good skin barrier, keep the moisture locked in, number 2, soothing ingredients, number 3, and of course, promoting skin health of the baby as they grow. So 4 main things. So we're going to talk about this one. So the first one is strengthen the skin barrier, meaning strengthening the skin so it does, because it's very fragile. As you can see, it's very thin. So it kind of strengthens the skin by using ceramide and phytosphingosine, which we're going to talk individually here. Next, lock in the moisture with natural HG. And then we have for baby skin that makes it soft and non-irritating, we use Molokhia leaf extract and fresh lotus extract. And then we have the fourth focus is skin health, maintaining that, balance, because it has to be pH balance for the baby. So the lactobacillus fermented bean extract makes that kind of balance. So it keeps it, the balance between the good and bad bacteria on the skin. So we'll talk about it individually. So the first focus is to strengthen the skin barrier using ceramides and phytosphingosine. So what are ceramides? So we talked about this before because we have it in another product. So ceramides are actually naturally found fats or lipids found on skin cells. It's actually make up 30-40% of our upper layer of our skin. So we naturally make this. But sometimes certain situations, environment, you're dehydrated, the amount of ceramide in the skin might decrease as you get older. Also in children where your skin is still kind of like underdeveloped yet, it's not yet fully developed to its full capacity, the ceramide is not yet that normal. So this serves as the first line of defense to external pollutants. So here's a little diagram of it. So here's a healthy skin that is protected by ceramides. Ceramides are these little blue dots in this picture. And then these are like, the cells in between. So on the top, of course, we have our sebum, the fat, and top, and then we have the ceramides. Now, ceramides comes in layers also, so that it forms a good barrier. It's just like when you have a house, if you have 2 or more 3 fences, you are more protected if you're, if there's any kind of, invasion or, people or trespassers. We have to go over 3 fence or 3 walls. If you only have one, very easy. So same thing with our skin. So ceramide serves as a barrier against all pollutants and irritants on the skin, and that protects your skin right here. Now, it also, because of that protection, it also keeps water in, the good stuff, the moisture. But compared to the dry skin, there's some open spots here. So of course, water or moisture easily evaporates. And then since there are breaks in the skin, there's no barrier, there's no wall. The irritants and pollutants would easily go in and cause irritation on your skin. So if if your skin is dry, it easily gets red, or like, I remember when during it's still winter here, still cold. If my skin is dry, if I don't pay attention, I have to put lotion. If I do this with my hand, you could see there's a line. But if your skin is moisture enough, if you do this, you don't see any marks. And that's because that's a good example of a barrier. If you have a good moisturizing barrier, if you do this, you don't see a mark. But if your skin is very dry, if you do this, makita yung line. So that's what the ceramides do. It's a first line barrier. Same thing with the phytosphingosine. They're kind of related. It's a phytosphingosine is just a precursor to ceramides. It's the same thing. It's phospholipids to form ceramide, but in addition to becoming a protectant, it also has antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties, and sometimes used in skin conditions like eczema. So it helps this product or this ingredient, the ceramides and phytosphingosine, increase moisturizing power by strengthening the skin barrier by applying the lipid layer component and keeping that moisture in and protecting the skin from external irritants. So we are in Atomy, we have what we call a patented technology, because there's different types of formulations of the ceramide and phytosphingosine in all other products in the market, but ours have a particular patented technology. So it's kind of like this formula is really specific for the babies. So they have 10 patents that they have for this free lipid method technique they used. So this is just another picture here. Actually, this is the microscope one. So you could see this one, you know, this layer here is just, it's thicker here since they give the ceramide, because now it's plump from the moisture because the ceramide has protected the moisture from evaporating. So this is the healthy skin. Okay. So the second focus of how Atomy have thought of what kind of ingredients to use for the Atomy Cerabebe is skin moisture. Skin moisture, they use natural HG. So what is natural HG? What does it mean? So natural HG is just a formulation of combination of a couple of ingredients that acts as an antioxidant, antibacterial, moisturizing, and wound healing agent. So it has a strong moisturizing and skin sealing effect, and it's made up of 3 main ingredients: the beans, the mistletoe, and Kogon grass, all kind of mixed in and processed in liquid fermentation. So as we remember in our previous products, anything fermented is good, meaning this ingredient is mixed with a good bacteria, so they kind of ferment together so that the active ingredient becomes more concentrated and more effective. It doesn't get deactivated. So here we have our beans that are fermented. We also have Kogon grass, you know, that's also fermented, and then the mistletoe, which is also fermented. So this beans, you know, we know beans is high in proteins and vitamins. So once it's fermented, all that nutrients comes out. Same thing with this Kogon grass. I did not know this. Kogon, we always see this in the, you know, the fields. We just cut it, but we didn't know it has herbal components. But of course, you have to know how to process it. So by fermenting the Kogon grass, it helps relieve fever and also soothe skin, according to, you know, traditional herbal medicine. But it's technically also help with a skin irritation. Same thing with the mistletoe. It contains lecithin, which is, of course, it's kind of like, it's almost like a fatty, it's a fat soluble ingredient that also provides moisture. So those 3 will become natural HG that helps keep in or locking in the moisture in the baby. And then with moisture here, then we have the ceramide. So really, you will really maintain the moisture. Okay. Then we also have, you want to keep the skin health of the baby. As we all know, our skin, our skin's not sterile, okay? Our skin right now, on top of our skin, there are good bacteria and bad bacteria in our skin, okay? Of course, our hands is the most abundant of types of bacteria that's in our hands. That's why we're always washing our hands. We want to have a good balance. We have to have a good balance of the good bacteria, more good bacteria than our bad bacteria. Because if there's more bad bacteria on our skin compared to the good, when you have a cut, if it's like that part there is full of dirt, it's dirt, you know, you didn't wash your hands, they're full of bacteria that are bad, it could easily go in. So if you have a good balance, there's a good amount of good bacteria in the skin. Good bacteria has what we call a symbiotic relationship with our body. We provide them a home, like, rent free, and they, by their process, they have like, they become like also like give us benefits, like they protect our skin from the invading bad bacteria. So here we also include in the Atomy Cerabebe fermented bean extract, because what they do, the bean and extract, and they add a lactobacillus. So lactobacillus, you hear this, it's a probiotic. So, that's what also we use it in our probiotics, but it could also, they put that together so that it gets it fermented, and then the decomposed lactose bacterium, which is the bacteria, produces this a combination of amino acids or protein and vitamin A that maintains skin vitality and skin health. So the bean inhibit collagenase. So meaning, collagen is really important for the skin. We always hear that, collagen. So normally, if there's collagen, the collagenase breaks down collagen. So the beans, the extract prevents the collagenase from promoting moisture loss. So if by doing that, it keeps the moisture in. Okay. So, and this component, the luteolin of bean ferment, also gives some energy, vitality to our skin. So that's for skin health, the third focus. And then the fourth focus, of course, is to soothe the skin of the baby, because as we all know, baby skin is hyper irritable. If you notice, if babies are cute, you're like, oh, I want to kiss you, like, just try to kiss the baby's face particularly, and the next thing you know, their face is like red. It's because they never know, you probably have makeup on, or you are come in contact with something or food, and the baby is already like reacting to it. So it's very, very, very sensitive. So we need some product that would help relieve, ingredient that would help relieve that irritable, itchy skin. And Atomy has found out this Molochia leaf extract and fresh lotus extract are very soothing. So what are these two ingredients? So Molochia leaf extract, it's actually a vegetable that is eaten by royalty in the Arab area, because it usually is seen in a dry, barren environment of Egypt. So it's a very resilient plant. So if it can survive in a dry, barren environment in Egypt, so it has strong survival powers, that it's in the leaves. So if you eat it, you also get that, that I would say benefit too, because it's in the leaves. So that's why it's also called super vegetable, rich in dietary fiber, and it's good for the skin, helps soothe and moisturize the skin. So they use the extract from this leaf in combination with an aquatic plant. We all love lotus. Oh, lotus are so pretty. And whether it's not only for like beauty, but it also has, I didn't know this, that it also has a soothing effect on irritation. As we all know, in ancient civilizations like from India and China, lotus is a very, sacred plant. It's because not only it's beautiful, and it's considered to be a flower of the rich for the, in the old ancient civilization. But by itself, it's a very pretty plant. But not only that, it has, once you extract the fresh lotus extract, it's also moisturizing, soothing, and helps makes the skin clearer for the baby. So it's very, very gentle, and it's good for the babies. So those are the four main focus, and this is why these ingredients were chosen for this product. Of course, with Atomy, they just want to make sure that it has the stamp of approval of third party. It's not just kind of saying to the world like, oh yeah, our products are, hypoallergenic, are safe for babies. They always send it to third party to show them that, okay, it's not just us, tooting our horn that, oh, this is what, just advertising. But they send it to a third party that will test the products. So this is the German Derma test in Germany that test, what they do, they test any product against the skin to see how irritable or not irritable that particular product is. So if you get a grade of excellent from the derma test, meaning it's super, super hypoallergenic, it's super, if your skin is very sensitive, this is a good product for you because it has the excellent derma test. Okay. So they have all this like certification. And it also, according to the sensitive skin irritation test, it's hypoallergenic category of substances. So they checked all the ingredients that we just talked about, and they are labeled hypoallergenic. And also the shampoo and bath is also, again, also hypoallergenic when they pass through the non-irritation test. So let's talk about the product itself, because compared to other products, we see now we have two different types of products out there in the market. We have the old, the old brand that we used to work I just show you the ingredients, which is mostly, I didn't see anything natural ingredients in there. Then nowadays people are more into natural. There's new natural products for babies too out there. You'll see it. I'm not going to name names. But sometimes they only come in little containers, 30 cc, 30 mLs, 100 mLs. That's it for the bath. So it doesn't last long. But look at our bottle. It's a big bottle, 350. So 350. And of course, it's full of that ingredient that we just talked about, the ceramide, phytosphingosine, the natural HD, the lactobacillus fermented bean extract, the molochia, and the lotus extract. And then, of course, in addition to that, it adds glycerin and betaine to keep the skin moist after bathing. And then, of course, it was derma tested excellent by the German derma test third party. So how do you use this? Just like any kind of a bath, of course, or shampoo and bath solution or product, you wet your hands. Of course, situate the baby in that bath. They have a bathtub specific for babies. Okay. So of course, wet your hands, pump maybe one or two, depending how big the baby is. If it's a small baby, just maybe one pump is enough. If the baby is a little bit bigger, of course, pump 2 pumps, and then kind of lather, and then wash the baby. You could use like a little what do you call this, a washcloth for baby, specific for babies. Remember, baby skin are very sensitive, so if you're going to use a washcloth for the baby, make sure it's specifically made for the baby. Don't use the regular washcloth that you use for your body, because it might be too rough on the baby's skin. So it has to be something that is made for babies, the washcloth. Or you could just use your hands and kind of just wash the baby. And this is like you could do their hair and then their body. Just also, I know it's hypoallergenic and everything, but just be careful not to kind of go into any kind of opening, the ears, mouth, eyes of the baby. And then rinse thoroughly. Even though our products are hypoallergenic, anything left on the baby, it's still going to be a point of irritation if that's going to be there for a while, if you don't rinse properly. So after you shampoo and bathe the baby, rinse properly. Okay. So our shampoo and bath is made up of the coconut derived surfactants, which is less irritating and cleanses the skin with a rich foam. So what did they use surfactants for? This is to make the bubbles, the mabula. So because the bubbles will pick up all that dirt and then remove it from the skin. So they use that to kind of make that bubble feeling. But of course, you have to rinse it off. So next step is lotion. Now people say, oh, why is our Cerabebe set just 3 set? Why is it not 2 set? Like, shampoo and bath and then lotion, that's it. But remember, baby's skin is very hypersensitive. So we need more layers, so you bathe the baby, then we have the lotion, and then we have the cream. So the first moisturizing layer we have is after we bathe the baby and rinse the baby, we apply the lotion, which is 200 ml. So it's also a big bottle. So again, it strengthens the skin barrier by maintaining oil and moisture balance, and then contains all that ingredients we just talked about. And then It again is dermatested, hypoallergenic by the dermatest. And of course, it has that moisturizing effect without stickiness. And this is what I love about Atomy products, because our lotions, even the body lotion for adults, the lotion, the foot cream that we have here, we put it on our hands and we put it on our skin. It's not sticky. Or the hand therapy, you put it on your hands. It's moisturizing, but it doesn't come sticky. I remember in the old, before I even met Atomy, I hate putting on any kind of lotion on my body, even though my skin is dry. I'd rather be dry than I feel slippery when I put any kind of lotion, because I would put lotion and I feel like I'm like, if I'm gonna be like in a like a shiny floor, I would slide because it's it's so slippery, and I hate having the slippery feeling on my hands. If I grip something, or my pen, it will fall down. So I don't like that. But now, because of Atomy, we created all these products that helps with moisture, but not doesn't make you feel sticky. I love it. And here's one for the baby. Who wants to carry a baby that's kind of slippery? That's a safety issue. You don't want to get the baby and then the baby slips and slide. So this one, it makes the skin of the baby a first layer of moisturizing layer for the baby without baby making the skin of the baby sticky. So it's very nice. So it is it immediately gets absorbs gently into the fragile skin and forms a moisture film to protect it and to lock the moisture in. The lotion, okay, the Cerabebe lotion. And we talked about it. It absorbs without being oily or sticky and maintain the moisture for a long, long time. And then the last layer, so lotion, and then we have cream. Again, the baby skin is very fragile and very thin, so we have to add additional layer of moisture for the baby because the baby easily skin gets dry. So the cream, which is 100 ml, again, it provides a skin-friendly barrier for infants and children, protects it from, provides intensive moisturizing. And again, it's made up of all these wonderful ingredients we just talked about, plus shea butter and panthenol. So as you all know, shea butter is a very common ingredient you see in moisturizers, body lotions everywhere, and it's a very expensive ingredient. But Atomy has put it in too because it has good benefits and it's good for the baby skin for moisturizing. Again, it's also dermatested, hypoallergenic because it went through the test. And again, it's non-sticky, very nutritious, moisturizing field to help, and the way they formulate it doesn't clump like other products. When you put it on, it clumps in one spot. There's more clumps of cream on one spot, and then one is a little bit thinner. So it's kind of slides through your skin very evenly. Yeah. So what's the lotion between the lotion and the cream? Lotion is has more watery consistency than the cream. Cream is more like a thicker. So, but again, the baby needs that extra layer of moisturizing. So it comes like this in a cute little box. You don't even need to buy a gift wrapper or anything. You could give this like this is. So if you want it to as a gift for baby showers or first birthday or anything like that, or second birthday, this is a good it's already in a box and it contains your shampoo and bath, your lotion, and your cream, all in three. This is in the Philippines. Again, it's 2,200 pesos for 18,600 PVs. So it's already in one box and it will last you long. I know in the Philippines we're like into like sachet and stuff like that because we think it's cheaper, but this lasts the baby long because the baby doesn't need that much. The baby's small, and unlike us, when we use the lotion we put a lot because we have more, what I call that, we have more skin to cover, but the baby there's tiny, so this would probably last the baby a long, long time. So in the long run it would save you, and it's also safe for your baby, and the baby is not it's protected, the skin's protected, and it's hypoallergenic for the baby. It's available in the Philippines already. um, Now you may ask, like, what if I used up the cream, or I used up the lotion? Can I buy? But there's nothing yet. Probably in the long run, they would put in, like, they could buy individually. But if you want to buy individually, it's still available at G Mall Philippines. If you know, they still have the set there, but why buy it at G Mall, the set, when you have it here in the Philippines? And you could buy individually if you still want it. But remember, at G Mall has shipping fees. So I would suggest you just buy another set, and then, when one is used up, then you have an extra one. That way you can still save on, or you could give it the one product away to share to somebody else. That could be another option. For other countries like the US, we don't have this product yet in our local warehouse, so we also have to get it from the at G Mall. So it's like $32. So compared to, I've seen the other products over here, this $32 is only worth two products. Here, $32 is already three. So it's really absolute product, absolute quality, absolute price product from Atomy. Atomy really do, and then they do testing. So as I said, that's why I really trust, kind of like, you could trust this to give us your baby, because we know some partners, you kind of like, oh, here, try this for yourself, and they sometimes like, no, I wanna, I have a lot of expenses for my kids. My kids my priority. I don't want them to have, I want the best for my kids. Well, here you are with one of the best products that you can give to your baby. So Chriselle has actually found this picture about a testimony of a baby with, as you can see, this poor baby. She's so cute. Also, it's a he, I don't know. But look at the face. It's very hyper irritable. Poor baby. And I guess they used the Cerabebe on this baby. And look at that. The baby's skin looks healthier compared to this one. So this is one of the testimonies we found in the internet for that. And of course, these are my resources. And that is it for my presentation of the Cerabebe set of Atomy.